All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Happy and Lucifer taking place here on Echo Isles. Lucifer has spawned as the yellow undead over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Happy spawning as the red undead. Undead versus undead in this mirror match. And I will say something really fast. Apparently someone is using my BattleNet key. Yeah, I bought WarCraft 3 many years ago. Been casting it for over 8 years now, I think 9 years now. And someone decided to randomly generate my WarCraft 3 key, and I can't log on and play WarCraft 3 or download patches apparently. Yep. Yuju, or however you say your name, if you ever watch this, please consider purchasing your own copy of the game. It is probably reasonably priced by now, and I do honestly believe that if Blizzard is trying to make the game better and trying to release patches of that nature, $10, $20, it goes a long way. That doesn't even buy 15 minutes of a developer's time to try and do anything in a game as large as this. All right, and that goes true for a lot of people out there. As someone who worries about software pirating and worries that my applications and my program, someone will think that, you know what, it's okay if I steal, it's not hurting anyone really. It hurts me. It hurts some developer somewhere. It hurts some company somewhere. It hurts. It hurts. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to talk anymore. And let's just go ahead and get into the game. Lucifer going with a Lich first, and it is going to be going up against a Death Knight with Crypt Fiends. Interesting choice here, as the Lich is now on the move, ready to roll on out. Meanwhile, ghouls, 5 ghouls also being moved out here, and this is a rather interesting opening. 5 ghouls and a Lich. If it's able to catch perhaps some sort of death or some sort of Crypt Fiend out of position with that Frost Nova and then get a surround, that could actually easily take down a Crypt Fiend, and then, well, that could end up costing. Let's take a look at this. Are we gonna see a Frost Nova right there? No Frost Nova right there. Skeletal minions, and in comes the ghouls. Everyone's just gonna go ahead and start battling it up. Skeletal minion quickly gonna get taken out as the Lich. There's the Frost Nova. Is it gonna be able to get the surround? Yes, it will. And now in come the death coils. Is it gonna be enough? Is it gonna be in time? No, the medium armor just far too much. Lucifer gets in some big damage right there. Death Knight now taken down. More skeletal minions being brought out as the Death Knight may end up being forced to try and make a run for it. Is it going to be too much damage? One more shot should be enough. And no, down to 5 hit points. The Blight is enough, but the Spirit Tower gets the final shot off, and experience is denied. Beautifully done by that, as we're now going to take a look at the Lich just going after the Ogre Warrior here. Ogre Warrior quickly going to get taken down. Down it goes. Lucifer gets the Gloves of Haste. Is it going to try and perhaps go after another Crypt Fiend? Yes, it is. Meanwhile, the Skeletal Minion's not going to be able to chase back far enough. And, well, the Lucifer's units could have been taken down. Skeletal Minion's going to get taken out right there. One Skeletal Minion does get ensnared, as, well, the Death Knight does not take long to try and get resurrected. If that early Death Knight was taken out at the hands of the Lich, perhaps the story and the gameplay, the positioning would be completely different. The Lich could have gotten to level 2, and, well, you know how effective a Lich is as long as it has mana. Dark Ritual most likely would have been that second ability, and with a Dark Ritual and Skeletal Minions to sacrifice, well, that Lich could have perhaps finished off another Crypt Fiend or 2. Lich over here, now up to 191 mana. Does it go for Dark Ritual? I really don't know. Skeletal Minions now looking to back up. No more charges on the Rod of Necromancy as the Ogre Mauler gets taken down. Lich picks up Tome of Intelligence, also has a Sentry Ward there, could help with the burrowing units. Death Knight already on the board with a bit of experience, close to level 2, and, well, trying to make up for lost time. that early death really didn't set him happy back too far, just because of the denial. If the Lich had gotten that experience, as I mentioned earlier, this game would be, well, enormously different, as we're going to be looking at a Ghoul now getting taken down there. Oh, nope, Ghoul purposely attacks the Lich in order to shake aggro. If you guys did not know that, you can have your own units purposely attack each other, and then the AI thinks that, you know what, you are no longer a threat and will switch to a higher priority, higher threat target. That is the way to do it correctly, as the Lich is already up to level 3. We are at tier 2, going to tier 3 already. Taking a look around, we are getting another Rod of Necromancy Ghouls, well, back on Blight, ready to go, ready to regenerate some hit points, and that is a fair amount of lumber. Back across here, the Lich with 2 Ghouls, Skeletal Minions. Let's take a look across here. That Lich could have gotten a little bit of damage, sitting at 435 mana. That is surprisingly high, as well, that one Skeletal Minion gets taken down. Death Knight should be getting to level 3 here, but there is going to be a bit of poison to go around, and that could be problematic. Another Skeletal Minion from Happy trying to scout out where his opponent is. And, well, Lucifer shows up to the party, gets some Skeletal Minion, and the Lich is ready for some damage. All right, there's Frost Nova onto some of those units there. Ghouls trying to make their way over, trying to get some damage onto some of those units. Perhaps they should be going after the low hit point units there. There's a Frost Nova. Is it going to be able to get another Ghoul? Yes, or another Acolyte. It will. Halls of the Dead. Well, that is going to delay the tech to tier 3, very importantly, as 2 Acolytes need to be trained up to replace. Lich, back across over here, does not have a Scroll of Town Portal, but the Lich and, well, Lucifer is playing on the edge of a sword, so to speak. The Lich, well, was very, very low on hit points, a nice 200 hit point burst, enough to offset a bit of that right there. Let's take a look at this Happy Skeletal Minion just coming in, getting in some damage as well, as we're going to be looking at the Death Knight and Lich. Oh, come across. Is it going to try and burst down any of these units? There it was, bursting down. The Lich gets the experience. Death Knight a little bit closer as well. As you can take a look, well, the Death Knight playing more of a Paladin style game, so to speak, than a Death Knight. He has not been able to nuke anything. There is another Death Coil or a Frost Nova right there, trying to just get that damage up. Lich has to play very carefully, though, does not have that much mana. Death Knight may try and go in for another Death Coil, as the Slaughterhouse is now training up some Obsidian statues. Standard play once again, as there are just a large number of Ghouls out onto the field. We are now going into Ghoul Frenzy. Interestingly enough, we already have the Orb of Corruption, and we are now perhaps getting into a strange situation. Is the Lich actually going to catch this in the right spot here? Obsidian statues now joining in. Skeletal Minion now making its way over. The Dark Ritual does take a little bit of time. Oh, come on, finish that one shot off. 20. One more shot would have finished it off. You can take a look. The Skeletal Minion runs across through here, knows exactly where Happy is, and, well, is going to be forced to back off, knowing that eventually he can just trade creep camps right now. No reason to try and transition over there at all. Lich sitting at level 3. That Obsidian statue providing Essence of Blight, not Essence of Mana, as, well, a couple of easy shots finishes that unit off right there. Death Knight now once again on the move. The majority of the creep camps have been cleared out. Where is the follow-up play, as the Death Knight of Happy sitting at level 3 with the Lich sitting at level 2. Potion of Invulnerability, 15 seconds of invulnerability. Very, well, could be very useful there, as you see a quick death of a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend being traded for, well, a Ghoul. There goes another, as the Death Knight gets a Death Coil burst heal. The Obsidian statue now coming in from the back again. The amount of mana on that Lich is going to be a problem, especially as the Dark Ranger with those black arrows are going to give plenty of targets for those rituals. Very, very good synergy right there, as you're going to be looking at, well, a Frost Nova onto the Gargantuan Sea Turtle, slowing down the attack speed and the movement speed of that unit. Lich gets up to level 4. Death Knight sitting at level 2, continuing to use all of that mana from a Dark Ritual, as the Death Knight just shy of level 3. All right, where are the units going to be going next? Lucifer taking this opportunity, knowing that, you know what? I can make this skeletal minion head off to the north while I walk away, and based on the timing on where my opponent is, I will know whether or not I have time to freely creep out this orange creep camp, this gargantuan sea turtle creep camp here. Beautiful tactics. And he knows, yeah, you know what? My opponent is all the way at the other end of the map. It's going to take him quite a bit of time to really find where I am. Surprised that the Death Knight didn't get that Tome of Experience. But it's going to take some time for my opponent to figure out where I am. And during this time, I will use this opportunity to clear out the last remaining creep camp period on the map. All right, if you're ever wondering how come it feels like you're constantly getting creep jacked, things of that nature, map awareness of these players. They do, good players do not let anything go to waste. And at this point, Lucifer is just keeping this haunted gold mine here to buy time. By buying time, he can get his units into the proper position, and now, well, actually may be able to just even finish that gold mine here. Lich is out onto the field. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Silence. There goes one Crypt Fiend. Black Arrows going after more targets. However, Destroyers are going to be able to devour magic and eat plenty of those things. 4-3 on Happy's units. Meanwhile, it is a 4-3 on Lucifer's units as well, as the Destroyers are just going absolutely to town across multiple units. All right, continuing to deal that damage here. Happy, what is going on? Happy, perhaps... Well, Obsidian Statues absorb mana going around left and right. Happy gonna lose another Crypt Fiend there. And Happy and both sides are losing lots of units. Let's take a look at this. Death Knight continuing to fight back. Another unit of Happy getting taken out. And is it only Happy or Lucifer? Lucifer unable to finish off that one unit, as another Crypt Fiend of Happy gonna get taken down again. All right, Death Coil trying to save. Dark Ranger still sitting at level 1. Still doing great damage. There is another web going out, and it is now Destroyer versus Destroyer. Everything else does not really matter as a Frost Nova goes across. Dark Ranger could be in trouble. Dark Ranger of Happy trying to get away. Is it going to be able to run back? Death Knight with Unholy Aura getting plenty of range there, and there goes the unit. All right, let's take a look back here. A little bit more damage being absorbed. Destroyers now trying to head back every which way. But it looks like just by the Destroyer count, Lucifer is currently ahead. Supply count is 42 over 50 compared to 44 over 60. Pretty much neck and neck. Obsidian Statues will need to be retrained by both sides, as they are going to attempt to just mass up and get into the right position. Death Knight at 4, Lich at 3, Haunted Goldmine, well, holding steady as the Dark Ranger and all of these units are here ready to engage. There's a Death Coil, Frost Nova, Frost Nova Black Arrows, as the Death Knight gonna hold off on any sort of Death Coils to heal. Holding some units down across here, an Acolyte is making its way down across the map slowly but surely. More Acolytes are not being trained at this time. 49 over 60 supply. One more Acolyte could be enough. Obsidian Statue, after this one, will place your opponent or place you into low upkeep. And then, well, the economic advantage is a little bit more equaled. All right, in comes the Lich. Here comes the damage. Who's going to go after who? Obsidian Statues, damage going back across and forth. Destroyer needs to pull back, trying to purposely stay on Blight. This one Obsidian Statue taking far too much damage. There's the absorb mana up into the air, and here we go. Another into the air, here we go. Ziggurat gonna get, well, absorb damage before anything really gets going there. Death Coil beautifully timed by Happy, or incredibly lucky. You can't quite tell the difference now, as the Death Knight is being forced to pull back. All right, there goes a Crypt Fiend. All right, there's the Dark Rituals. We are fighting on Blight. Whoever is fighting on Blight generally has the advantage right now, as it looks like Lucifer is spending some time to try and go chasing. All right, Destroyer is back the other side. A lot of units back across over here. Ghoul or two should get taken down very quickly. Could get taken down. No Dark Ritual that I see, as we do have a little bit more healing. All right, a bit more healing again. Where are the Crypt Fiends, as this, well, set of buildings will end up getting taken down? Acolytes are trying to repair up this Haunted Goldmine. Units coming back the other which way. And now, with one Nerubian Tower, that may perhaps be enough to start to try and swing things in the favor of one side. All right, Lucifer, no, loses. Lucifer loses one of his obsidian statues, was unable to transform it. That came across as a shock, just not being able to hold on to that unit right there. Death Knight still doing a bit of chasing. Destroyers just looking at each other, playing a staring contest, seeing who's gonna flinch first. And well, no one's really flinching. At this stage, you may consider giving the Lich's Orb of Corruption to the Death Knight. You need to maximize all of your targets that can actually attack air, even though the -5 armor would be most effective on the Lich, since it is ranged. Well, at this point, both sides could heavily use it. All right, here we go. Destroyers coming across, trying to get some damage onto this here. Are we going to perhaps get to see some repairs? That is the issue, as we now see an expansion come in from Happy's side. Ghouls trying to head back every which way. Let's take a look at this. There goes one Acolyte. Are we going to see another Acolyte get taken down? Acolyte's purposely trying to pull back. The slow towers not doing enough here. Needs to get another tower or two, or perhaps just try to repair some of this here, as we are now going into 3 units off to the north. The main army is split up, though. Happy is split up compared to the rest of the units, and you know what? A split army is a weak army. Happy, is it going to be able to death coil? Yes, it is. Full hit point burst heal, but cooldown, well, is a bother, as the Happy's Crypt Fiend, well, is it going to get another? No, it is not so far. Trying to get in that extra bit of damage. Destroyer just outside the range. The Destroyer could have gotten in range a bit earlier, as we can take a look back across here. Well, the Naru, or this one Haunted Gold Mine, is going to end up well, with no workers. All right, continuing the fight here. There goes some more units. Units are going to be backing off. Dark Ritual, Obsidian Statues, both sides fighting their way through. Ghouls getting taken out. Lich sitting just shy of level 5, and getting a level 5 Frost Nova could be the difference between victory and defeat right now. There goes level 5 onto the Lich. Lich now with plenty of mana. Is it going to just try and Frost Nova everything and win the battle that way? One web onto the Destroyer. That is going to be pulled back, and Lucifer is essentially trading an expansion for an unbalanced fight with the main armies. Is that going to pay off? That is the question now. Supply counts, once again, 44/70 compared to 59/70. Lucifer with the definitive lead as he now pulls back. Lucifer's Haunted Gold Mine is, well, under repair right now, and you can take a look. Under repair, that does cause problems. Death Knight shows up. Lich is right here as well. Let's take a look. Are those units going to be able to get away? And it looks like, yes, it will be able to do exactly that. Once again, I think the Death Knight, yes, does now have the Orb of Corruption. The Lich gives it up, as we are now looking at a bit of healing getting underway again. Happy has an Haunted Gold Mine here ready to go. An Acolyte trying to make its way down. This one Destroyer down to 209 hit points. Looks like it's going to try and head back here. The Nerubian Tower, or this Ziggurat, needs to continue to be repaired, as we are now looking a little bit of pressure at the main base. One Black Citadel, one Nerubian Tower may be more than enough, but the other heroes are here, as the Acolytes are, well, trying to repair again. There goes one Ziggurat. Happy is doing a good job with this split prong attack. I thought Lucifer would have been able to capitalize on the split army, but right now, having pressure in both places is starting to take a toll on Lucifer. Lucifer is down to 56/70 compared to 58/70. Happy starting to inch his way back in, and now that he has a Haunted Gold Mine of his own, it looks like he feels comfortable leaving this expansion alone. All right, heading back off to the north here. There you go. Lucifer's Acolyte's going to end up getting taken down. There goes at least one. And are any more going to get lost here? That is the question, as the Destroyers are still off to the north. Death Knight now trying to pull back here. Is the Lich going to be able to make a bit of a play? That is the next big question. Lich with, well, extremely fast movement speed. There's that -5 armor, and there's the Death Coil to save it once again. -4 armor. This is patch 1.3. One more shot, not enough, as you now finally see Frost armor onto that Crypt Fiend. All right, Destroyers now making their way over. Damage could go straight after another Obsidian Statue. No, not going after that at all. We're taking a look there. We're finally going to see the death of a Crypt Fiend. as the battle, well, a silence goes on to the Death Knight. Gargoyles joining in on the fight. Dark Ranger is in trouble. Dark Ranger, Potion of Invulnerability, saves in time, followed by the Death Coil. Destroyers are in the air, just trying to, well, equalize the battle. Whoever is fighting next to the Destroyers are generally losing, as the heroes are suffering far too much damage. Lucifer now making its way back down to the south here. Death Knight, who, well, there goes after some units. The Destroyers are chasing after the Death Knight a bit too much. And now all of these Acolytes will get taken out. There's a Death Coil saving a little bit again. Dark Ritual, Lich does not have a Squirrel Town Portal. So this fight is going to be a big one. 55 supply coming in from Happy. Lucifer, don't know. Lucifer, is it what looked like Lucifer saved his hero right there. No, there it is. No, that was Happy saving his hero right there, as the Dark Ranger could be in trouble. Dark Ranger gets a Death Coil, saves. Level 3 Death Knight versus level 5 Death Knight. The hit point heals are starting to take their toll. Happy, no, only a level 4. All right, Happy able to pull back again. So it's the same level of Death Coil. I would have thought that Lucifer, I'm trying to figure out why exactly Happy is actually doing such a good job going toe-to-toe when it seems like he's been behind for so long. Happy continuing this push here. Lucifer making its way. Things are pretty much even now. Dark Ranger sitting at level 2 versus a level, I believe that's a level 3. Level 3 right there. Death Coil saves, and it's really just come down to the timing. All right. Destroyer going after the Death Knight. Death Knight may be forced to use a Scroll of Talent, or excuse me, the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That's exactly what Happy wants to do. Make him use resources and spend those resources there. Destroyer could have perhaps tried to take down the Obsidian Statue, but the Obsidian Statue went the other way, and Happy was unable to catch it out in open field. Level 4, level 4, level 2, going up against a level 5, level 4, level 3. Lucifer with the overall hero advantage. 63 supply compared to 58. A slight advantage in terms of supply, as we're now going into a Temple of the Damned. All right, a little bit of a head scratcher move here. We are going into Banshee training for Anti-Magic Shell. Anti-Magic Shell will be incredibly important to add extra durability to the units. Meanwhile, Lucifer's following up with his Destroyer army by adding in Gargoyles. Gargoyles obviously the answer to try and well, continue to fight against those Destroyers. But who is going to come out on top? 61 over 80 supply going up against 67. Still pretty much neck and neck, as a Sacrificial Pit now getting added. Obsidian Statues. Why attack this building? All right, just a misclick of the mouse. Gargoyles are heading back across here. There is that Dark Ritual. A Shade is going to go ahead and get out onto the field. Perhaps that early Shade will allow him, Lucifer, to spot his opponent's units and get a Frost Nova off early. And, well, all it could take is one extra Frost Nova for the victory here. Meanwhile, a bunch of trees getting cleared out. Not quite sure why you're not going back after these now, as you know your opponent has been using Destroyers along that back line. Main gold mines have been mined out by Happy. Lucifer still has about another 45 seconds or so, as we're looking at, well, both sides really investing in at their expansion. 1-0 upgrades for Lucifer, 0-0 upgrades for Happy. Are we getting into additional upgrades as well? Where is the graveyard? Yeah, 2 upgrades. Once the 2-0 upgrades are done, I believe that will be the signaling of the attack. Are we getting any weapon upgrades? No, Happy does not have any weapon upgrades. 76 over 80 compared to 75 over 80. Who has the better army composition? Who's going to be in the right spot? Here we go. And here comes the battle. And it looks like, though, big Frost Nova. Quick, nope. Death Coil able to save, as we are now fighting our way through. Gargoyles just diving in. Anti-Magic Shell across multiple units, trying to finish off all of these units here. Gargoyles able to chase the red Destroyers away, meaning that the yellow Destroyers are still here to fight. 2-0 upgrades finally completed. Lich trying to fight back here. A couple of, well, Dark Minions are joining in on the fight as well. But I believe because of the chasing and the wandering around, that is pretty much going to be end of this. Lucifer sitting at level 4. Frost Nova Happy trying to retreat here. And the Death Knight with anti-magic shell is still a very big threat. Can't quite tell who's winning in this battle, but Happy is now down to 55 supply. Lucifer being forced to retreat. Perhaps he doesn't want to fight right here as we see, a big Frost Nova going across all of those Stone Gargoyles. Stone Gargoyle is going to go ahead, go back into ground mode. Are they going to be able to regenerate enough hit points? One Stone Gargoyle finally gets taken down. Death Knight of Happy gets up to level 5. These gargoyles need to get back up into the air. Not quite sure why they are on the ground. They could do a good job trying to take down the rest of these destroyers here. Destroyers now finally being forced to flee. As you can see, the damage starting to add up. 52 supply. Are the gargoyles going to finish off any of these destroyers? That is the question. They're trying to poke them apart. But Happy is continuing the fight here. The main hero still alive and well. Death Coil saves on Happy as the Death Knight is at level 5. Lucifer still doing a little bit of chase. And it looks like, what is this? 46 supply. 45 supply going up against 49. We are still even. All right, continuing the fight. Happy's Death Knight down to 85 hit points. Dark Ranger of Happy gets up to level 3. The Acolytes, well, getting sacrificed here, unable to fight back as the destroyers are trying to fight here. The Death Knight does not have the Orb of Corruption, so only the Lich and the Dark Ranger are able to battle it out here. We could also see some Devour Magic. Units are now trying to regroup as we see a couple of, well, gargoyles trying to rejoin in on the fight again. There is some Devour Magic trying to take out a lot of those skeletal minions as Lucifer able to save another gargoyle. Units are now trying to head back again. Is that destroyer going to be able to make it out of a very tough situation? Down to 50 hit points. Slow tower, and there it goes. It gets taken down. Destroyer lost. Gargoyles lost as well as Lucifer finishes off the building. And now that Happy no longer has any mining going on, I believe Happy is really in a, unfortunate situation. 38 supply compared to 51. Lucifer is in the better spot right now as the attacks and the war is raging on. What you see is what you get. Happy unable to mine any extra gold, and all Lucifer needs to do is sit back and relax for just a little bit. If the Death Knight gets up to level 5, it's pretty much over as the Lich will be able to Death and Decay, and with a level 3 Death Coil constantly healing the Lich, there's nothing that can really stop him from just destroying a massive number of buildings. All right, Death Knight of Happy, gets a potion of invulnerability, is able to stay alive ever so barely. Death Knight now trying to get ahead of his opponent. Will he be able to get off another shot? No, doesn't get the shot off there as the Death Knight now trying to pull back again. Lich with that armor. Or that anti-magic shell coming across here. Death Knight, there's a Death Coil. He is playing a very dangerous game again. And Happy is just on a lifeline. But there is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.